Oh my God. I have been away and I moved my camera on accident, but it's okay. It is good to be back. I moved the whole room. I don't have exactly the sturdiest setup here, but it's all right. Welcome back to King Stink. I am excited. As you can see, I got a little setup popping. Got the little cute ass mic going on here. Got my little stream popping right now too. Ooh, you all right, cool, bro. How you doing? How you guys doing? You guys having a good quarantines? COVID-19 hit like a motherfucker, bro. And I should have recorded more shit, but it's been a lot of changes. So this is me updating everybody. If you're watching this on video, welcome to the YouTube channel. Your boy got one now. I'm doing this on the channel. I'm doing a lot of gaming videos. I'm doing gaming with Fido, my boy Adam. I'm doing some games with Angelique, which is, it's going to be a long one because that's a series game. That's like a little story and shit. And eventually I'm going to have another series, actually, I'm doing with Sean McDonough called Cream of the Week. You guys heard it here first. And that's going to be funny as fuck. It is so obscure. It started off from us doing the King Stink podcast, and which I haven't released the episode yet. I got to find it on my phone. I got a new phone. But where he sat down and one of the first questions I asked him was like, yo, you fuck with sour cream? Because in my head, I was like, white people don't fuck with sour cream like they say they do. I mean, me growing up, we grew up with a big-ass thing of sour cream every day. We didn't eat it every day, but every day I had that in the fridge. You know what I mean? There's a big motherfucker like this. You can see that? Like that. It's a big motherfucker. Sometimes my mom puts random shit in there. So you go in for some sour cream, you open it up and like, what are these beans doing here? That's life. Sometimes you expect shit. And you shouldn't, because there's beans in there. You know? That's life. I got myself Heavy la pina colada. That's good. So, man, what else is new? And so much shit. Oh, I moved out. Look at this. This is where my poster, Enjoy the Chill, was, and then it fell off the little stickies right here. But shout out to 3M for having some decent stickies. But it's not. I got you. If you're listening to this, you can't see it though. You can't see it. Enjoy the chill, bitches. Enjoy that bitch. I moved in. Me and Angelique moved in together. Finally. I've been asking her to move in with me forever. And getting lost in the rain. And so we moved in. So like, all right, so once COVID hit, right? This shit's crazy, bro. Because I have this, also Jester Comedy Co. second floor. RIP to Jester Comedy Co. RIP, I'm sorry, not to the company. RIP to the Jester Content House. We lost the content house due to COVID. And that sucks, bro, because we had so many people from the community, like, putting, by the way, Sean McDonough put GoFundMe together. Because we were having troubles getting into shit with the town and everything. And it was really hard to set up the content house legally through all that bullshit. A lot of money, a lot of people to pay. So we set up a GoFundMe. GoFundMe kicks right through its entire goal. Like shoots through it in like a matter of days. Comics from all over just like, yo, boop, 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 boop. We'll throw some shit in. Because they wanted to perform there. We wanted them to perform there. We wanted some cool ass shit to happen. But once we got the money popping and we were like, let's go, let's do it. We started putting in our submissions to get different licenses and bullshit. And we started paying them. And then out of nowhere, COVID hits. And we're like, fuck, this sucks. But it's only going to be for a few months. We'll take the GoFundMe money to pay for rent while we wait it out. And then a month turned into 2. 2 turned into 3, and 3 turned into 6. And here we are. So, I mean, it's still a big problem. And we just couldn't survive it. We just put all our money into rent. Like, fuck, dude, we can't afford it. So there you go. But we have the sign right here. We got the sign. You know what? Shit's not over. You know? Fuck it, man. A company that lives in our hearts. That's the company that we're working with right now. But other than that, bro, I've been cheering. I've been just chilling. You know, I got myself a webcam, a cute ass. Look at this mic, bro. Yeah, I don't want to touch it. Yes, it's a good ass mic. I like it. I love it. I saved some money up for this shit because, you know, you got to do some shit. You got to get online, bro. You got to get online. You have to. As a comic, see, I was talking to some people, and we're talking about, like, yo, it's hard to make it just as a solo, straight up stand-up comic. If you got nothing online, you better be the funniest motherfucker in the world to make it. If you literally have zero shit online, it's gonna be real hard for you to climb these ladders of comedy. You know, it's gonna be hard. And by the way, I stopped doing comedy for like 6 months. I had 2 shows in a matter of 6 months, like right in the middle of all this shit, because COVID stopped everything. COVID stopped all the comedy, right? It was just like some places actually just, some people just kept doing it. I don't know how. Zoom shows, I was like, fuck that. I don't want to do a Zoom show. I'm like, that shit sounds like a nightmare. And thinking about it now, that's kind of what I'm doing right now. I'm doing a Zoom show. I probably would have been really good, but I was like, fuck that. I'm not trying to do no Zoom show. Because that shit just seems cringy. I'm all for a good cringe, but not when I'm at the other end of it. You know what I mean? I love watching cringe. Watching cringy shit is my favorite, bro. Favorite. I think that's, you know what? Thinking about it now, I think after I'm done recording this, I'm going to probably make some, you know, Franco watching cringe videos. That shit'll be, whew, I'll have a good time. So, you guys probably will too. So that's going to be on the YouTube channel now. I promise you. I made it happen just now. But, I was like, yo, I can't do these comedy shows, man. I was like, I can't do Zoom shows. So I was like, I'm just going to stay inside. And then I did 2 live shows, right? One of them was practically an open mic. It was like, oh, it's a show, blah, blah, blah. And everyone who came out was a comic and everybody got time. And it was just an open mic. And I'll tell you, bro, some of these comics from the Shaolin, bro, from Staten Island, they not give a fuck. They didn't put no mask on. I show up to this spot. This motherfucker comes out of the back of the room. We're outside. This motherfucker comes out the back of the building, sees a bunch of his friends that he hasn't seen in a while since because of COVID, and he was like, "Hey!" And they're all like hugging and kissing and sucking dicks, and I'm like, "Yo, y'all need to chill, bro." I didn't say that, but I was like, "Oh," I'm just giving him a or like an elbow, like a far elbow, you know, like a knee. Tap that shit, bro. I was like, I'm not getting close to that shit. I ain't like that. And the next day, I only did that show because I was like, the next day I have a show for a friend of mine in what was it, Hillsborough, New Jersey. It was a backyard show, and I'm pulling into the town, and like the first thing I see is this giant Trump 2020 flag, bro. Like, it was as big as I am. You know, thick and everything. That flag wasn't even waving. That shit was so thick. That shit was just standing just like that. So I'm like, damn, that's fucking. I'm like, that's where I'm at. They're not gonna like these jokes. I have my first joke, my opening joke. I mention Trump, and then I have a little pause for, you know, for dramatic effect. You know, to hold them in there. Pause, punchline, right? And sometimes when it's a Trumpy crowd, I'll say Trump, I'll pause, and then they have opinions. They'll just be like, woo, or yeah. or Trump 2020, and I'm like, that fucks up my timing. You guys won't get the joke. You'll get the joke, but it just won't hit as good. And these motherfuckers, shut the fuck up. I don't care who you voted for. Shut the fuck up at a comedy show. If you've been voting, if you're 80 years old and you've been voting for Turtles for president your whole entire life, I don't give a fuck. Are you quiet at comedy shows? I like you. You're good. You're fine with me. Anyway, so I do this show and I'm fucking nervous, bro. I'm looking at the crowd and no one's wearing a mask. Everyone's sucking down cigarettes and fucking drinking and kissing and hugging, sucking dick. And I'm like, yo, what the fuck? Did no one tell them? Did nobody tell them? It got this COVID popping. There's no social distancing. It's probably like 25 of them at like 2 tables, all just crammed in. Like, bleh, bleh. The stage was the back porch, right? And I was just like, oh man, I don't like this shit, bro. And then I was like, I have to pee, and I go up to the lady, and I was like, hey, excuse me, the lady who owned the place. I was like, excuse me, can I use your bathroom? And I had the mask on, so I wasn't loud. Obviously, when you got a mask, if you got a mask on, speak louder. Just do that. Everyone wearing masks at work and shit. It's all a bunch of, huh? What? And then someone goes, and they take the mask off and they talk to you like that, which defeats the whole bullshit. Just talk louder. You know you got a mask on. Everyone does, bro. Just talk fucking louder. Anyway, I'm like, hey, can I use your bathroom? And then she goes, what, honey? And I was like, could I use your bathroom? And then she goes, come again, and gets like fucking, yeah, like that close. That fucking close to my fucking face. After like, what the fucking, yeah, all up in there. And I was like, can I use your bathroom, please? And she's like, sure. And I'm like, this bitch does not give a fuck about the COVID that's popping off right now. I'm like, I'm not comfortable already. And now she got all up in my face. I walk into her house. And I'll tell you right now, this bitch has the audacity to be like, wipe your feet on the rug. The fuck out of here, bro. There's a disease killing people. And you give a fuck about your wood floors? Fuck you, dude. I go in that bathroom, I didn't touch anything. I didn't even touch my dick. I just fucking, I toilet papered everything. And I have my own sanitizer. I'm fucking cleaning my own shit off. I meant like my own hands off, not my own dookie. Because I had to pee, I didn't have to poop. But I do the show and it was rough, bro. Rough. I was like, yo, you know what? I'm going back inside. So I went back inside. I went back inside for 3 months. And I was like, I don't want to do anything else. And then September started coming around. We're getting close to September. And I was like, I got to get back up. I got to get back up because my mentality is like, I don't want to be the last guy to show up to comedy. You know? Because if you play it right, I know I'm good. All right? It's weird. I know I'm good, but I'm always telling myself I'm ass. That's just my process. That's just how I do shit. But I know I'm good. You know, I'm not the best. I also, I don't want to get too into my own fucking self-deprecation, but anyway, I know I'm good. And I know if there is at least half of the comics are still home and I go up, I'm going to get some good shows and I might connect with some people that are crazy enough to just keep the shit going and then or have to keep going because they, you know, they made a name for themselves or some shit. So I was like, I might rub heads, bump heads. That's a bad thing, right? You don't want to bump heads. I might fucking, I don't know, ash elbows. I might ash elbows with people that have been doing it for a while. Are like, you know, are pretty good, established, and they might see me and they go, hey man, why don't you do one of my shows? So I was like, okay, and I don't want to be rusty for too long. But dude, I was fucking terrified. I'm terrified of coming back. And my problem is I can't recite my shit at home. I can't do that. I start thinking about my jokes and then I start saying them in my head. And the one time I tried Bro, I didn't get past my fourth joke. I'm trying to work on a 15-minute set, bro. I couldn't get past 4 minutes because I'm in my own head just repeating the word after word after word while I'm thinking about something else. Like, I'm too ADD for that shit. I was like, fuck it. I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm just start hitting the mics. And if I got to say these jokes, I just got to say them in front of people. Dude. Bruh. If you like making love at midnight. By the way, if you like making love at midnight, that means you probably left the party at like 10:30. You know what I mean? Or like 11. If you making love at midnight, you probably got kids. You left that motherfucker early. Everyone else is fucking at 2. You're making love at midnight. Nah, bro. It's like, this is the only chance we got because we got to wake up early tomorrow. I don't know. Anyway, what was I talking about? I get up. Sorry. If you like making love, I put some extra ooh-wee in that motherfucker. I put two double shots in that bitch. God damn, that shit's good though. Hold up. And some pineapple chunks. This is how we do it. So I was getting ready to go to the mic. I went to the mic. I was nervous. It was good to see some people I haven't seen in a while. But also I was like, you would be here. You know? I go all the way. It's I'm gonna Brighton Bar. And that's about an hour away from me. And to do 5 minutes, right? I was like, fuck it. I was working on making an album. I want to make a half-hour album, get rid of the jokes that I know like a motherfucker, and I'm also getting tired of them. I'm trying to move on to new shit. Trying to record a half-hour, an album, 30 minutes. No one wants to hear an hour of somebody that you don't even know. 30 maybe. So 30 was my number. So I'm coming back to this, and in my head I'm like, everyone else worked on new shit while everything shut down. I couldn't write shit. But I was like, I have to work on my golden oldies, because I still want to make that half hour. I don't know how I'm gonna do it, but I want to do it. And I have to polish this shit up. But the problem is, everyone here at the mics are all comics that have seen me go up back in the day, pre-COVID, I guess. Not back in the day, but they've seen me go up, and they've seen these jokes. They've heard these jokes. And in my head, I'm like, I'm going to get fucking judged. That this motherfucker's 6 months, you ain't come up with one new thing. And the truth is, no, man. No. The fuck. I'm the kind of guy, I have to write a joke and bring it up on stage to really work it out and see if it fucking, oh, look at this. Look at this sun. Now you want to show up. Fuck up the podcast. You like making love at midnight. But, I was like, I'm nervous. I have this inner monologue of like, everyone's gonna say this about you, everyone's gonna say that about you, da 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 da. You're fucking useless, da da da. And I'm like, it's not a healthy place to be. I go up on stage, and in my head, I'm like, you remember these jokes, man? You said these jokes for years. I go up, and fuck, was I rusty, bro? Jokes that would usually just hit. Like, I'm talking about like a 95% hit ratio, a chance of critical hits, right? I went to do that joke. I did the joke, and it's not all comics there. There's an actual crowd there, and I got a polite chuckle. Not even at the joke. It was a polite chuckle, like, ha ha ha. Yeah, I get that was supposed to be a joke. Yeah, I understand that that's where the punchline's supposed to be. And I was like, in my head, I'm like, what the fuck? What'd I say? What'd I do? What'd I forget? And while I'm thinking, what did I forget? What'd I say? I'm on to the next joke, and I'm fucking that one up. I'm just missing chunks out of my own jokes. I'm just forgetting solid chunks. I'm fucking up the point of view. I'm fucking up this. I'm fucking up that. And I'm like, what the fuck? While I'm up there, And I'm just like, what the fuck is happening? I'm just trying to say the rest of it, and then I'm like, okay, I'm out. At the 5 minute mark, I was like, I'm out. I listened to that shit, and I was like, what the fuck? Why did I start it like this? Why did I say it like that? And the rust is real, bro. The rust is real. Like, it's like after that set, I realized I was like, fuck, dude, you are a good comic. But you don't let yourself believe that while you're in the trenches. You never, like, Franco, you never believe that shit while you're working on shit. I don't know why I don't do that to myself, but I think it's just for me to kind of just be like, keep working harder, keep working harder, keep working harder. So I keep telling myself, I'm ass, I'm dookie. So I'm listening to the jokes that I did at that mic, and I'm noticing that I'm missing like one or two words. But those one or two words I wrote in there on purpose. I put them there for a reason. Those one or two words said in that specific way makes this part of the joke pop because of this. And I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, I didn't know. I forgot that I wrote these this well. And I'm like, holy shit. And it's the first time I'm looking at myself like, dude, you're good at this. You know, like you're before I was like, I was in my head. I was always like, dude, my joke writing isn't even that good. I'm just a performer or blah, blah, blah. And then I'm trying to do it again because it's not even like, it's trying to remember your old jokes isn't like, it's hard to explain. It's almost like remembering a script. It felt like I was doing someone else's jokes. I felt like the comedian, the jokes that the comedian, it's hard to explain here. I feel like I'm reciting some other comedian's jokes. That's all. That's just what it is. That's what it felt like. The comedian that wrote this and that performed this isn't the comedian today. Isn't the same comedian. That's how I felt. I was like, that's not the same guy. A lot of shit has passed. A lot of this and that. So I also needed to not only remember the old jokes, I had to COVID-19 the jokes. You can't go up on stage after a pandemic and be like, I just got off a plane this weekend. I just went out to Italy. It was beautiful out there. No, you can't say that, bro. So you have to kind of tweak all this shit. But it was so weird. It was weird performing, but it was like, dude, I'm proud of the work that you did. And I never got to think that way. I never got to be like, I never let myself be proud of myself. I was always like really hard on myself. So it was the first time I really got to be like, dude, you fucking wrote everything and you fucking trimmed the fat off those jokes. You did it and everything was precise and perfect, just the way it should be performed every time. But now it's like I have to kind of move up to that standard again. So it took me like 5-6 shows. It took me 5 shows. I'm not including mics. I'm talking about shows to kind of warm up and be that comic again on stage and move around on stage. I would notice in the first couple, I was performing like this. Just, what's up, guys? How's everybody doing? But that's not me. That's not your boy, That's not Chobani. So it took me a while to get to that. It wasn't until the 5th show. Man, this sunlight is just gonna blinded. But all right, it wasn't until like the 5th show where I was like, I'm feeling good, and it was Corgi Comedy Club. That shit was dope. I was kind of hoping I'd get more time, but I'm kind of glad I didn't. They gave me 7, and I was like, all right, that's all I need, because it was the second show I did that day. The first show was in a parking lot. Most shows have been in parking lots and shit, but this show had a stage. It was still a parking lot, but it had a stage. The loading dock was the stage, and it was dope. It was a really fun show, man, and I finally got back to it, and I'm like, yes. And then I was like, I'm good because I was working at this because my friend Danny Braff, he had a show set up with Rich Voss on a Wednesday night. It was set up on a Saturday, but then it had to be rescheduled because of weather. Wednesday night, bro, 200 people were gonna be there, and he was telling me this, and I was like, I need to fucking prep, and I was terrified. Looking back at that, I did, and I'm proud of myself for doing enough work before that show because now that's my new tape. I think I got a new tape out of it. It is a good set. I flubbed a couple things, but nobody would notice. I would notice because I'm like, that word shouldn't have been there, or I mumbled this word, whatever. But it's a good tape. Probably got a good tape now, man. And sometimes you just gotta fucking. It takes the world being in danger for you to reflect on things you've done. No, but like sometimes you gotta just chill and sniff the coffee. You know what I mean? Sometimes you gotta be like, yo, I've been doing a lot of work. Take a day or two and be like, damn, bro, you did well. You've been putting the work in. You've been going in the trenches and shit like that. You don't be so fucking hard on yourself all the time. But still, if you need to be hard on yourself, be hard on yourself. Because I have to. If I'm not hard on myself, I don't know. If I'm not hard on myself, I'd probably be a lot lazier than I am, even with being hard on myself. Yo, if you can guess that song, and like put it under the comments or put it on my Instagram, I'll give you something. I don't know what I'll give you yet, but I'll give you something. How about you be a guest on the podcast for like 2 minutes? I don't know. I'll give you something. But it's about, oh shit. I hate condensation, bro. That shit tight wet. Look at these cups though. That shit fire. El Día de la Muerte. I like Angelique's decor type of shit. She knows, bro. That shit wasn't even getting cold yet, and she was already buying pumpkin shit and all that stuff. And I was like, yo, I'm with it. I forgot how much I missed seeing pumpkin shit. Let's get this fucking. There we go. I'm gonna chill like this. There's a dog barking. You probably hear my washing machine in the back, but it's alright. What else is new, bro? Oh, I'm watching that shit was nasty. I was watching this Japanese show. I kind of feel like this shit is boring. Not the Japanese show, but this podcast. But then I'm like, you know what? It could not be boring. It's possible that it's not boring. And I'm just hard on myself again. I won't know. Either way, I'm putting this shit out. You guys can say whatever the fuck you want. I just need to do more shit. Because you know what? This right here, this podcast, I haven't done a podcast mad long, okay? I haven't done a podcast in a minute, all right? I haven't podcasted in a minute. So, this is the same as stand-up comedy. You got that long-ass pause. You got to come back. You're going to be ass. And this is going to be ass. It's going to be a little bit culito, okay? And it's okay. That's okay. You know? It's going to happen. Well, the important thing is that you do it. That's my game time winning half-court shot. That's my dryer. But it still sounds like it's still going. But it's alright. The fuck was I talking about? Oh yeah, yo, give me like 2 or 3 podcasts maybe 2, and this shit's gonna be back to fueguito. Why? Because I'm hard on myself. I promise you that shit's gonna be fuego. That shit's gonna be California. All right, that was a bad joke. Shout out to the firemen and women out there who are putting out those fires. Some real shit. Something to be joking around about. Okay, but I heard California's still probably what, the only spot that has you can buy recreational weed. I heard the weed out there is fire. Okay, enough. Stop it. Stop it. It's not nice. Okay, it's not nice. Oh man. All right, I'm thinking of another pun, but no, I'm not gonna do it. I promise. I promise. My job is. So I'm still. I've been working through this motherfucker. I had like 3 weeks off, and they were like, "Come back to work," and I was like, "All right." I just got to put on 2 masks on. I'm scared. I was like, I don't want to come. I don't want to come to work. I was like, it's terrifying. But I did. And it's okay, man. Because, I'd rather keep working. I don't want to get fired. All right, that was the last one. I swear to God, that was the last one. God, you know what? It's like I'm on the road to get canceled. Okay, is the sun gone? Yeah. All right. Cool. What else, bro? I don't know, dude. I'm telling you right now, that juice got a motherfucking loose. Got me loose. Got me feeling a little loose. Yo, I've been, you know what I've been fucking falling in love with right now, bro? Jeff Goldblum. That motherfucker is smooth. That motherfucker is milk. He's fucking smooth as shit. This motherfucker's, he's got charisma. He got charisma like a bitch. And he's always humming. He's always like fucking. Let me see if I can. I don't have a good impression, but he's always like. Have you ever seen his hands? He was, yes, yes, the podcast, yes, delightful podcast. It's very, yes, oh, you couldn't even see me touch the fucking, yes, It's probably the worst. It's probably the worst for the listeners, but not the watchers. Probably is pretty bad for the watchers too. But I'm gonna take a quick break. I'm gonna refill my juices, my juguitos, and we'll be right back after these messages. And we're back. What's up, y'all? All right, cool. Hope you like that commercial. Ooh, speaking of commercials, I gotta do some shit. Anyway, yeah, man. What else? Yo, I was losing weight. Before the fucking pandemic, bro. I'll tell you how I did it. That's how I did it. I just did that, and I lost 15 pounds doing that, bro. And then once COVID hit, I was drinking that chunky juice. I was out here looking chunky. Yo, you know what? Yo, you know what I'm upset about? How come there's no fucking body positive men out there, bro? Maybe I'd fucking, believe more about myself. A little plus size dude shit. And it's hard to find plus size clothing, bro. I went to Fashion Nova. Your boy had to go to Fashion Nova Curve Men, son. Now I gotta find some shit out there, bro. I don't know. I don't know if I'm a torn up jeans kind of dude. I want to be a torn up jeans kind of dude. Maybe I could do it. I don't know. I gotta find my style because right now it's just Target XXL. You know what I'm saying? Like that's just, I don't always wear fitted shirts, but when I do, I prefer Dos Equis. You used to call me on my cell phone, but yeah, bro. With comedy too, y'all. I've been trying to get out of some bad habits. I noticed this bad habit, and I noticed this with a lot of New York comedians, bro. They do the same shit. They do the same shit, and I see it all the time, bro. It's where, like, let's say I can't think of a punchline right now. I'm not gonna use one of my jokes, but it's like, let's say the punchline is, so I made her a sandwich, right? Let's say that's the punchline, right? And if you don't know what a punchline is, that's the funniest part of the joke, and then everybody laughs right after the punchline. So imagine people are laughing right after the punchline, right after I say, and I made her a sandwich, ha 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 ha, right? So I noticed this. I noticed people go, da 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 da. So I made her a sandwich, and that's not how you do. That's not. I mean, and I'm like, fucking everybody does that, bro. Everybody, bro. And I'm like, I don't want to fucking fall into that. And listening to my tapes when I started coming back, I'm like, I'm doing it. And I'm like talking over the punchline, which is something, little side note, you never want to do that. You don't want to talk over the punchline. Unless you got something funnier to say. If they're laughing and you have something that'll make them laugh even harder, put that in there. Give them like 1 second of like, ha 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 ha. And then I boo with mustard. Bow! Oh my God, that sandwich is so funny. That sandwich. That's okay. But you don't want to just fill up every second of them laughing with like, but that's not how you do, because I don't, it's not helping anybody. Because you start saying that when they're laughing, I'm listening to you. You got my full attention. And I'm laughing because you made her a sandwich. Right? And then you start saying, and that's not how you, and I go, ha ha ha. Wait, let me listen to what else you're going to say. I stop laughing. Just fucking shit up. I don't like that shit. I don't like the hacky shit. I'm trying to stay away from anything hacky, even though I think, see, that's the thing. Here we go again with me. I think, how narcissist is this podcast? I start to think some of my shit is hacky. Right? And some say, of course, you're going to think it's hacky. And by hacky, if you don't know, hacky just means it's been used so much. For example, hacky is a Spanish person talking about, my mom used to hit me with the chancleta. The chancleta? Everyone's like, she didn't even see me. She would just throw it across the room and it would land on me. Like, how'd you even, That's hacky. How many fucking people talk about the chancleta? The fear of the chancleta. It's like, okay, we've all heard it a million times, bro. That's why I would never say that. I do not want to say that on stage. I do not want to be the fucking hacky Spanish comedian. I don't want to go on stage and have a fucking que lo que, like catchphrase or something. Get the fuck out of here. I wouldn't, because I'm not Puerto Rican or whatever. But I wouldn't. I want to represent my people in a very authentic way. I talk about the wooden spoon. It's like, nah, that's hacky as fuck. But I can't. You know what that New York thing I was talking about? The fucking, I made her a sandwich, and that's not how you do the thing. There's something very Bill Cosby about that. And I don't mean rapey Bill Cosby. I mean just the comedy Bill Cosby. Because if I were to do the same punchline, right? So then I made her a sandwich, laughter. And that's not how you do the sandwich. It's very Cosby, bro. The sandwich had no... This is also very hacky. Me just doing a Bill Cosby impression. The sandwich had no mayonnaise. It had no mustard. It was very dry. And she was looking for something to drink, because the mouth was just doing the... She had nothing, and the bottom lip was just... That was very fun. And I'm so mad. Okay, I'm so mad I can't do a Cosby impression without being insulting. I know he's ruined more things for people. And I know it's not right that I'm upset. that he's only ruined an impression for me. But I think I can still say I'm upset about what he's done. Of course, it's horrible. But I'm also upset that I can't do a Cosby impression. Because how fun is just... How, I mean, come on, dude. How fun is doing that? This dude... come on. God. Episode 1. Let's call this Franco Gets Canceled. Nectar of the gods. If you saw, it was a little yellow. That's because I put a little pineapple juice in that motherfucker. You hear me? That little motherfucker. But dude, I don't know. People get weird with impressions. I love doing impressions. And not like, I'm not an impressionist. That's very different. I know some comics that are impressionists, like Frank Caliendo. This motherfucker can't hit a stage without making a voice. And I would hate that. Imagine I get into this fucking comedy business so I can be myself and I can feel like I'm myself, and I make jokes that represent me and my silliness and my fucking aroundness, and then audience are just like, hey, do Robert De Niro. Like, oh fuck, how mad would you be? You live your life, you're like, I'm gonna be a comedian because this is my path, this is what I want to do, I'm going against all odds to be me as fuck on stage, and someone's fucking Taxi Robert De Niro. I got nipple, Greg. I got nipples, Greg. Can you milk me? Like, how the fuck? Do Schwarzenegger in the cabin. Like, you live your whole life to be you the way you wanna, and you gotta be fucking 80 people for 15 minutes. I don't do that, but I like doing accents. I love doing accents. And whenever I want to do an accent, for me personally, it comes from a fucking love of that culture. Some other people, not so much. See, I've done a show one time where there was a dude that went up on stage, right? And I talked about this in another podcast. I talked about this on the Foul Housemates with Liam Burdett and Dan Caprio. And I talked about this dude who went up at this comedy club, right? And he goes on stage, and I went up before him, like 2 comics before him, and I fucking smacked the mic, boy. I fucking grabbed that mic and just fucked it up. Crowd loved me. I get off stage, right? Club owner doesn't say shit. This comic goes up, white guy, scruffy looking, goes up, 3 minutes in, starts doing like offensive impressions. Like, hello, ding ching chong. And I'm like, whoa, what the fuck? You can't do that. And the crowd's like, ha ha ha. And some of them are like, this is a little weird, right? Because the jokes weren't even that good, bro. He's just up there chinging and chonging. And everyone's like, yeah. The owner, though, he's like, fucking cigar. Oh, who's that kid, huh? No bullshit. He goes up to the booker of that show, right? He goes, what's this kid's fucking name? Give me his information. The kid's still on stage, right? Give me his information. I want to know about this kid. And I'm like, what the fuck? The crowd's not even loving it like that. But he is sucking down on that cigar, bro. Dying, bro. Because this guy is on stage chinging and chonging. And that's fucking up shit. After the show, the club owner comes up to him. And see, I was naive at the time. I'm like, I just want work. I just want to work. I want to be on stage. I want a weekend. I want to do weekend shows. The club owner come up to this guy and he's like, hey man, give me your availability. Da, 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 da. And then I was like, something about this feels kind of racist. maybe not racist, but something about this is like, this is a little weird, right? I pull up to the guy and I go, "Hey, this is a fun show. Loved it. I remember doing a weekend here a while ago because I won a competition. I would love to do some work. I would love to do a hosting gig or like, hosting on a couple weekends or something like that. I'd love to do it. I'd have a lot of fun." The guy goes, yeah. I have your number. I'll give you a call." Bro. I at this club, bro. I came up at this club. I started there. Because I was too nervous to go to the bigger club. So I started this club. Started doing really well. Stopped going because it became like a vacuum of just misogyny and like fucking, "Please take my wife" jokes. You know what I mean? Now, the two other people that I came up with, right, were white people. I don't want to go there. But the club owner knows all three of us. He's only messaged those two to do weekend gigs. And let me tell you, we've all three have done a lot of progression, and we're all very funny, like equal levels of funny. Honestly, one of them, I've done a couple shows with them a couple days ago. They've been fucking killing it, dude. So I understand, but he wouldn't know that. The club owner would not know that if my friend A the club owner wouldn't know that my friend A has been fucking murdering, like as if quarantine never happened. But still, they not for me any gigs, and they don't fucking book many dark people. I'll tell you that much. The darkest is probably some Sicilian motherfuckers. That's it. That's not a lie. The one time they had a black guy there, that's when I hosted for them because I won a competition. No respect. Fucking no respect. Anyway, I don't know, bro. I'm not the kind of guy that just throws this type of shit everywhere. Y'all know me. All right. Anyway, the whole point is I like doing impressions and accents. But it all comes from a place of love and admiration, right? That's why my favorite thing to do is I have a joke about Bollywood movies, right? And in this joke, I act out a dialogue between two people, right? And when I do that, I fake a language. I fake, I don't know. I don't know. I don't want to say I fake Urdu because I don't even know if it's Urdu, but I fake something, right? It's a dialogue between two people. It's a man and a woman, and I'm going, and then I'm doing her, and she's going, and I get that from listening to, I think it's called 8K Radio, and it's an Indian radio station. And when I was delivering auto parts, I loved listening to that radio station. I love Indian music, bro. I would dig into that shit, bro, and I'd fucking get into it. And I just noticed that there's a lot of G's and R's. Gan, ge, erd. I would listen to that. And then some D's. And they do the he at the end of the sentence. That's all I would get, right? It doesn't take that much work to go from, like, if you're on stage and you're going, gotta, that's a big no, right? You know what I mean? Because it just feels offensive. It doesn't come from an appreciation of a. But I go up there and I'm going, and it's just like, oh, I'm trying to catch these rhythms. Also, my favorite thing. This is another little side note. I love listening to people from different countries speak English, because not only does the accent do some crazy shit, an accent from a different country does shit to the English language that you would never thought of. Sometimes it is so funny because it's like, I would have never thought to say, rotisserie chicken. I'm like, oh, I always read that and heard that as rotisserie. And then I heard rotisserie chicken, and I'm like, what is that? Anyway, but when you hear someone from a different country speak English, that is the best time to listen to their rhythm, to the melody of how their language works. Because most of the time when people speak a different language and they're pretty new to it, they still use the same rhythms and melody of their original language. So when that happens, you're like, oh, I get to pick up on that and I get to hear that melody. I'm like, that's pretty cool. Anyway, so I pick up on that, and even though the dialogue that I do on stage between the two people is very short, people can hear that I've done some type of research. Now I'll do that joke. I'll do candale in front of white people, and they get tight when I do the dialogue. Then I hit the punchline, and it's a release, right? Now I've done it in front of Indian crowds. They fucking love that shit. Once I hit the hey, they're fucking almost applause break time. They're just like, yeah, yo. And then I do the woman's part, and they're like, ah. And then I do the guy's part again, and they're like, fucking yeah. And then I do this part in the joke after the dialogue. I'm making fun of Bollywood. I don't care. I'll give you guys this joke. I'm doing the gara, and then the woman says something, and then the guy says something, but he's upset, he's crying, right? And he's like, and they're dying because it's so dramatic, like a Bollywood movie. That's what the joke is about. And then I do a Bollywood dance. Yo, they fucking die, bro. They die. And I understand because I remember the first time I heard a comedian imitate what Spanish sounds like to them. I was blown away. I laughed so hard because I was like, is that what my language sounds like to other people? I heard, I can't remember his name right now. Fuck, Tommy Davidson. Tommy Davidson has this bit on Spanish people, and it is incredible. It is so funny. And I can't tell if I love it because it's like, oh my god, this is a reflection of my people, or if I love it just because it's really funny. And I'm sure it's both. But the first time he started speaking fake Spanish as a news announcer, I was like, oh my god, that's funny, because it actually does sound like what we say in Spanish, because it looked like he did the research. But if somebody was up there being like, oh, housekeeping, quesadilla, tortilla, I'd be like, fuck this guy. You know what I mean? But there's something about when a comedian or anybody, there's a big difference when you can see that someone has done the research and someone that looked up and someone that's doing an accent out of love for that type of people, for that people. And there's a big difference between going up there and chinging and chonging like this fucking asshole. Get this chinging and chonging ass out of here, bro. There's no fine line. It's a thick line, bro. Because you can tell every time. You can tell every time someone does an accent, you're like, that's not good. That's not good at all. I'm telling you, every accent I've learned to make was because I've been obsessed with that culture for at least 3 to 4 months. Maybe it's not enough for some cancel culture motherfuckers, but I love that shit, bro. I love that shit. And yo, me, I fucking dig into all types of shit. I think I might have talked about this on the podcast before. I probably have, but when I dig into music, I fucking dig in, bro. I dig. Like, I'm talking about the first time I ever heard Fela Kuti coming out of fucking Nigeria, bro. Holy shit, I fell in love with the whole scene coming out of Nigeria, bro. The 60s and 70s in Nigeria, bro, they had their own punk scene. They had their own fucking just rock scene that you would swear it came out of the golden age of rock music in London. Some of their music is just fucking great. I even like some high life. I'm not a huge fan of the high life, but I do like it a lot. But I'm talking about their funk scene. Right now I'm looking at Habibi funk, and that's funk coming out of just any like this just big old Arab funk scene. Um I don't know, I can't remember what the Durdur band is. Durdur band. I don't know how to pronounce it. It's D-U-R. Anyway, I don't want to bore you guys, but I love that type of shit, bro. Indian people had some disco, son. Indian people had some disco, son. Excuse me. Hello? Yes. Have you heard of Indian disco? Nah, you should. You should. Fucking Khatuba. 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 Ooh, Khatuba. Son. Khatuba. Fucking incredible, bro. I don't know, man. Music makes me lose control. Music also, yo, you can fucking connect with a lot of people in this world just through music, bro. A four on the floor beat is great. It connects a lot of people. It's almost genetic now. A four on the floor. That don't. And it's not just EDM music. But I don't know. Anyway. This is dope, man. Things are slowly coming back. I got a show. I got a show on Sunday. I'm excited for this show. I don't know when I'm releasing this, but my show coming up tomorrow. It's got Sean Patton. You've seen this guy on fucking Comedy Central on everything. Mark Normand. This guy is a hot up and comer. If you don't know who he is, he's an up and comer. But if you know who he is, you know he's a legend already. Maddie Smith from Wildin' Out. When I posted the flyer, I was like, I don't even know Maddie Smith, but I'm like, yo, respect. And then I had like 5 people be like, you mean Maddie Smith from Wildin' Out? And I was like, let me see. And I looked up and I was like, shit. And then I looked up her shit and I'm like, yo, fuck, that's fucking crazy. I'm hosting a show with people who's got some established credits and it feels good. And you know what? I'd say 60% of me feels like I should be here. And I'm happy. That's a win for me. For me, that's a win. That's a fucking solid win, you know? I'm excited. I've done some dope ass shows this week, bro. I've done some shows that have been fucking high as fuck, and then some of them that have been like, nah, not so much. But I was actually, I did a show last night that was one of those, not so much. And it was okay, it happens. But we were all in like we're all around this table eating food that the people at the show, you know, were nice enough to cater for us, and we're all telling horror stories. And then this one came up. I was doing this show. I was opening up for the dude. This guy is one of the best comics in New Jersey, hands down one of the funniest comics in New Jersey. Gerald Benford, right? And he posts on Facebook, I need an opener real quick. Who's got me? And then I was like, yo, I'll do it, right? He's like, I need it tonight, like in an hour type of shit. I was like, I'll do it. He messaged me. He's like, here's the spot. Taka taka taka. It was good. Let's go. And I was like, word, I'm out. And I ran off. I meet him at this Argentinian, I guess it was Argentinian. It was this fucking, not a meat factory, but like a restaurant that was lit as fuck. It was packed. It was cold outside. There was a line around the corner type of shit. And it's the place where they got the fucking meats over the fire and they're just fucking, you know? So you get meats all over the place and it smells delicious, bro. The place is absolutely packed. And I was like, word, and I'm waiting for Gerald. Gerald shows up and he said, what's up, man? How's it looking? I was like, yo, this fucking place is packed and da da da. And then he starts talking to the manager. And then he comes back to me and he's like, yo, all right, I gotta tell you something. And I was like, all right, cool, what's up? He was like, yeah, they're not turning off the music. I was like, oof. I was like, okay, no problem. I guess we'll just have to talk over the music. Where do we set up? He goes, yeah, there's no stage. And I was like, okay, all right. Anything else? He's like, there's no mic. I was like, okay, all right then, dude. There's nothing for a comedy show here. I'm terrified. Gerald, he's a fucking veteran, bro. Me? I'm still starting out. I was probably what, 3 years in? No, 2 years in. I don't even know, between 2 and 3 years in. I'm like 4.5 if I don't. I'm not counting COVID because I didn't do stand up. So I'm 4.5. I'm 4.5 right now, right? Technically in December it'll be 5 years. Doesn't matter. Not enough time to be like to be comfortable with doing shit like this, right? He tells me a little bit about the gig, and it is a birthday party for this woman. She's turning, I don't know how fucking old, but happy for her. Great. And he goes, oh yeah, another thing, we're gonna do comedy in front of that door. And by the way, that door is the door to the bathrooms. So not the best place to stand up or stand in front of. I was like, okay, how much time you want me to do? He was like, I don't know, like 10, 15. Outside, on the outside, I was like, all right, yeah, I got that. All right, word. On the inside, I was like, no, dude. What? 10 to 15? In front of a bathroom, bro? But I was like, nah, bro, let's play it cool. Let's play it cool. Let's play it cool, man. So I was like, are you going to introduce me up? And he was like, nah, you got to introduce me. And I was like, okay. So I'm going to go up there, cold as fuck, do 10 minutes of comedy, packed restaurant. The birthday party wasn't separated in a private room, nothing. This is packed restaurant, one floor, one level, everybody's here. But just the birthday tables wanted a comedian. You know what I mean? The birthday tables was like maybe 6 of them. In total, there was like 13 tables. 14 tables, whatever. So there I go. I just stand in front of the bathrooms and I go, okay, hey everybody, hey, hello, happy birthday to the birthday girl, and and I just start talking. How you do? Hey man, you got muscles, woo, and hey, how you doing? You're very pretty. Are you guys dating? Yeah. All right, you got muscles too. I'm not gonna bother you. It was just a lot of that. It was just a lot of me going, okay, all right, dude. I feel like I'm dying. Meanwhile, I'm looking back. Gerald, he is cool. He is cool, calm, collected. He's like, can I get a coffee or some shit? And he's just sipping a coffee, hanging out. In my head, I hate this guy. Because I'm like, how could you be so calm right now? This is a nightmare for me, bro. I don't get this. I'm up there. I'm eating ass. I'm eating some hot, sticky ass up on stage, right? Get into my second joke, and someone needs to use the bathroom. And the tables are tight, bro. Tight. I'm talking like 2 feet minimum, bro. If you guys want to sit at the tables, you got to fucking, because someone's right behind you, and you got to scoot back if you want to get up. So I had to like dodge, not even just bathroom people, but like kitchen people. So I'm just doing comedy. I'm just fucking dodging motherfuckers, right? I think I did 7 minutes. And I looked up at him, and he was just talking to the owner. And then I was like, all right, guys, you guys ready to start the show? And then I don't think he heard me because I was just a quiet little bitch. And they were like, yeah. I was like, no, I can't hear you. Are you guys ready to start the show? And then he looked up at me, and he looked at his watch, and he was like, oh, what the fuck? This guy went early, right? And then I was like, yo, give it up for Gerald Beffer. Gerald comes up. I get off, and like while I'm fucking shaking his hand, I'm like, I'm sorry. While we're walking past, I was just like, I'm sorry, man. And then I fucking walked off. He goes on stage, and this guy performs as if he had a stage, a microphone, a spotlight, 50 people in the crowd, 100 people in the crowd. Dude, and he looks right at the birthday girl and starts saying shit to her, and she starts dying. Her friends start dying, bro. The other people, he points to the same people I pointed at. He's like, you guys dating? And then he says some wild shit to them, and they start dying, and everyone's having a good time immediately. Next thing you know, all the lights turn off. 2 disco balls start fucking, like, not the real ones, but the ones that have the that are black, and they're like, and then they have like green and red coming out of them, those lights, and then you just hear da 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 da. Not even the birthday song, La Cucaracha, and then a fucking cake comes out of the kitchen with sparklers, right? Sparklers, cake comes out. Da, 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 da. And then everybody's like, yeah. The birthday girl's like, yeah. The cake starts coming around and then makes a left and goes to a different table. And those people were having a birthday party. And this girl didn't get her cake. That girl got her cake. And everybody was like, yeah, at another party. And the lights turn back on. And then Gerald goes, I don't know what the fuck that was. And then these people start dying, bro. And he starts making fun of the fact that she didn't get the cake and all this shit. And then I'm watching him. I'm like, this is a fucking masterclass. This is why this guy was sipping a coffee, talking to the owner, just chilling. I was like, I get it, bro. If you have enough confidence and if you work hard enough for this shit, and you believe in your fucking heart, and you know in your fucking mind that you're like, I can fucking overcome anything, and I'm here to have fun. That is my goal. That is what I'm doing with these people, and I'm going to achieve that. Bro, it doesn't matter where the gig is, you got it. Doesn't matter what the gig is, you can do it. That was a fucking masterclass. I bombed in front of Gerald 2 times. And every time I bombed and I fucking ruined the audience for him, he went up and fucking murdered still. Masterclass, bro. Masterclass. Look him up, bro. Also, he's famous on fucking TikTok now too. This motherfucker's working. He deserves that shit, bro. He's been a secret in New Jersey for way too long. I'll tell you that much. He deserves that shit, bro. It's a shame that I kept bombing in front of him. Like, I feel like the only times I've bombed, not the only times, but most of the times I've bombed has been in front of him. But that guy's great. Always been great. Always been happy to see me. I've always been happy to see him. Always love when I see the guy. Dude, this game is a fucking weird game. This game is a weird game. And sometimes, bro, you gotta learn. It's not even about, like, it's about trusting yourself. Sometimes you just gotta trust the fuck out of yourself, man. And shit can go a long way. Shit can go a very long way when you trust yourself and you put the work in. And something tells me that Argentinian meat spot wasn't his worst gig. I have a feeling if I sit down with the guy and I'm like, yo, what are the worst gigs you've ever had? He will probably fucking tell me some crazy shit. That's what that comes from too. Yo, hit the trenches. And anything you do, it doesn't even have to be comedy. Anything you do the hardest versions of that. Do the hardest versions of whatever the fuck you do. Because then when it comes down to it, one day you're going to have to do it. You're going to have to do, I don't know. You want to be a tattoo artist. Fucking try to tattoo a rock. I don't know. This is a horrible example. But on your way up to shit, you have to do fucking hard things. Success only is failing in the right direction. I think I've heard that somewhere. You just got to keep failing in the right direction. And failing in a fucking Portuguese spot is the right direction. failing in a fucking secret club for fucking Russian bikers is failing kind of in the right direction. Because that show was scary. But I know that I'm not in the future. I'm not going to come across many more Russian bikers. I think I can do okay. You know what I mean? Anyway, I think that's been enough time. Yeah, man. I'm back. I'm feeling it. It took me a little while to get the little rust off, but I think I'm doing okay. I'm getting a little vibes here. I'm feeling good. You know, I hope you guys are doing okay. And if you're watching this on the YouTube channel, please subscribe, man. Please fucking subscribe. It'll be fun. Got some gaming videos, got some funny sketches, funny series, podcast, a bunch of shit. Other than that, man, I don't know, man. Thank you. I appreciate it. Let's keep your head up, trust yourself, and do some hard shit. It'll only help you out in the future, man. And add me on Twitch, Franco Danger. Add me on Instagram, Franco_Danger. Add me on Xbox, Franco Danger. All right, y'all. Keep it stinky. I love y'all. Peace.